Hi everyone, welcome to day 26 of Watching Me Learn Spanish. Sorry if you hear any background noise right now, there's some construction outside and my mic settings seem to still be picking it up. Hope it's not too distracting. Today the goal is to do language transfer track 55 and 56 and then practice the video that I've been working on. I want to try to speak it once, write it out once, and then speak it again. That helped me a lot last week, so I want to do the same this week. Let's get into track 55.
What was the to have that we use to go in the past?
Haber.
Haber.
Haber, good. How would you say I have cancelled? I have cancelled.
He terminado.
He cancelado.
Good. He cancelado. And we said that the version of the verb that you get after haber, you can use it like an adjective as well in Spanish, just as we do in English. For example, in English we could say it's cancelled. We use the same version, cancelled, that comes after haber. So we can do the same in Spanish. So how would you say it is cancelled? And I remind you that the adjectives that we form in this way tend to go with estar, only with a few exceptions that are more flexible. So it is cancelled.
Está cancelado.
Está cancelado.
Está cancelado. What if we meant la fiesta, the party?
La fiesta
Está cancelada.
Good. Está cancelada. Fiesta, by the way, is actually related to festival, festivity. We can see the E splitting between festival and fiesta. To complicate in Spanish. What's complication?
Complicar.
Complicación. Complicar.
Complicar with folding. Complicar. Good. If you want to say it has got complicated, it has got complicated, how do you think you will say it?
Se.
Se ha complicado.
Ha complicado.
Good. Se ha complicado. It has got complicated. It has complicated itself, we would say. Very good. So the adjective complicated is
Complicado.
complicado. Good. So you can say it is complicated.
Es complicado.
Es complicado or
Está complicado.
está complicado. Actually, with this one you can use either. There tends to be a tendency to go with estar with these types of adjectives, but with complicado you could say either. Es complicado, está complicado. Depending on what you are talking about, you might feel more drawn to one or to the other, but most of the time they're going to be interchangeable here. We can also make structures like should have, could have, with this haber. Let's start with should have. Now should, we take it from the verb to owe, which also we use like must, and it's related to English debt.
Debería.
Deber.
Deber, good. So deber is to owe or must. And if you say would owe, you get should. So how would you say I should?
Debería.
Debería.
Good. So now we can say I should have cancelled. And this have is to have. I should to have cancelled.
Debería cancelado.
Debería haber cancelado.
Very good. I should have cancelled. Debería haber cancelado. I should have cancelled it.
Haber cancelado.
Lo
Lo debería haber cancelado.
debería haber cancelado.
Very good. Lo debería haber cancelado. Where else could that lo go there?
It's after the unchanged verb. So debería haberlo cancelado.
Yeah, debería haberlo cancelado. Very good. What was could? So we take to be able and we say would be able to get this could that refers to future. So what is to be able related to power?
Poder.
Poder.
Poder, good. So how would you say I would be able? Or I could?
Podría haber.
Podría.
Okay.
Podría.
Podría.
Podría. So you could say something like I could have gone. I could have gone. What was to
Podría haber ido. Podría haber ido.
go?
Ir.
Ir. And what was gone, the version of to go after haber?
Ha ido.
I could have gone.
Podría haber ido.
Ah, podría haber ido. We could have gone. We could have gone.
Podríamos haber ido.
Good. Podríamos haber ido. Good.
Podríamos
So
haber
after
ido.
haber, any version of haber, whether it's the to form, haber, whether it's habría, any version of haber is going to have ado or ido with the following verb. But some verbs are irregular and they don't form their version after haber in this way. So to break, related to rupture in English, was romper. Now this after haber is not rompido. The rompido doesn't exist. It's irregular. After haber, it's roto. R-O-T-O. Roto. So how would you say I have broken it?
He rompido.
Lo he roto.
Good. Lo he roto. I have broken them.
Lo he roto. Wait, what's going on here?
Some verbs are irregular and they don't form their version after haber in this way. So to break, related to rupture in English, was romper. Now this after haber is not rompido. The rompido doesn't exist. It's irregular. After haber, it's roto. R-O-T-O. Roto. So how would you say I have broken it?
Lo he roto.
Lo he roto.
Good. Lo he roto. I have broken them.
Los he roto.
Los he roto.
Good. Los he roto. What if you want to say it has broken? It has broken.
Se ha roto.
Se ha roto.
Se ha roto. It has broken itself. It has broken. Very good. If you had just said ha roto, I would understand he, she, it, or you, formal, has or have broken, and I would be waiting to hear what was broken. So we have roto instead of rompido, let's say. Roto is the version of romper after haber, which means it will also count for the adjective. So if you want to say it is broken, how would you say it?
Está roto. Está roto.
Está roto.
Está roto. And if it was a feminine thing?
Está rota.
Está rota. To die is morir. Morir.
Morir.
Morir.
And the version after haber is not morido, it's muerto. Muerto. How would you say he has died?
Es
Ha muerto.
Ha muerto. And with morir, you can hear it with se or without se. There's not really a lot of difference. Sometimes the se doesn't actually make a lot of difference. Ha muerto, se ha muerto, you hear both. Now, if you want to say he is dead, how do you think you would say it?
está muerto.
You mean as if it's estar or ser?
We know that this type of adjective tends to go with
Well, estar. But I could see why this specific one could also go with ser under certain circumstances.
but it doesn't. It never goes with ser. So some of these adjectives we form in this way can go with ser, but this one can't. So firstly, how would that be? He is dead.
Está muerto.
Está muerto.
Está muerto. So complicated, for example, could go with ser and estar, but muerto can't. Maybe it's not just because they are this type of adjective that dead will go with a star. Maybe it is about the way Spanish perceives the world. To be dead is a state that the soul goes through, let's say. You don't know what is the perception behind that. Or if it's just going with a star because it's one of these adjectives. So they're interesting points to think about, and thinking about those points helps your memory, even if you're just looking out of interest and not coming to any conclusions. How would you say I'm dead And you can use this to mean tired. This is quite common in Spanish. If you're really tired, you can say, oh, I'm dead.
Me estoy muerto.
Estoy muerta.
Yes, feminine. Estoy muerta. Good. You can say also, I die myself. Here, like morirse. In all different kinds of circumstances. When something's really funny, when you can't believe something. In many different circumstances, you could use that. You'll hear it around. But let's build it. Let's see how it would sound. So, to die, morir, I die myself, making this reflexive structure. How would it sound?
Muero.
It's irregular, so the mue is going to come in. Muero, maybe. Muero.
Yes.
Me muero.
Me muero. Good. Me muero. So you will hear this all the time, actually, in Spanish. Ay, me muero. Maybe from embarrassment, maybe from laughter, maybe from disbelief. It's a common thing. Me muero. To open in Spanish is abrir. Abrir.
Abrir.
Abrir. And if you want to say, I have opened it, you say, lo he abierto. So we don't have abrido. After aber, we have abierto, another irregular one.
Abierto.
Lo he abierto.
Is it with an H?
No. Good question, though. Good that you're thinking about that. Abrir is A-B-R-I-R. Abrir becomes abierto. So how would you say, it is open?
Está
Es abierto.
abierto.
Good. Está abierto. How would you say they are open?
Están abiertos.
Están abierto.
Están.
Están abiertos.
Good. Están abiertos. Good. Decir and hacer, to say or to tell, decir, and to make or to do, hacer, also are irregular after haber. These two verbs are quite irregular in most places. We will pay them a little more attention later. So decir, to say or to tell, and hacer, to do and to make, are irregular after haber. Decir becomes dicho, dicho, and hacer becomes hecho, which is why they're nice to see together, because they both have this ch sound. Decir becomes dicho, and hacer becomes hecho. So how would you say, I have said it? I have said it.
Lo he dicho.
Lo he dicho.
Good. Lo he dicho. And what if you wanted to say, I have told him?
Le he dicho.
Lo he dicho.
But what we want here is not him. What we want here is to him.
Le he
I have
dicho.
told to him.
Le he dicho.
Good. Le he dicho. Good. We have told him.
Le hemos dicho.
Hemos dicho.
Good. Le hemos dicho. Good. Interestingly, dicho is also a noun. We said that some version of the verb can form the noun. Sometimes it's the to form, sometimes it's the I form, sometimes it's the he, she, it form. Here it's this form. Un dicho is a saying. A saying. Hacer after haber becomes hecho. So how would you say, I have done it, or I have made it?
Lo he hecho.
Lo he hecho.
Good. Lo he hecho. I should have done it.
Lo debería haber hecho.
I should have done it.
Lo debería
I should.
haber hecho.
Debería.
I should have done it.
Lo debería
Debería haberlo hecho.
Yes. Debería haberlo hecho. Of course, we can put the lo there
debería haberlo hecho.
because we have haber in the to form. Debería haberlo hecho or lo debería haber hecho. Very good. You should have done it informally.
Deberías haberlo hecho.
Deberías haberlo hecho.
Good. Deberías haberlo hecho. How would you say it is done? It is done.
Está hecho.
Está hecho.
Good. Está hecho. You might also see this used like hecho en China, made in China, or hecho en España, made in Spain. You will see this on products, should be a nice reminder. So hecho as an adjective, made or done, no? Está hecho, it is done, it is made. But it can also be a noun. Un hecho is a fact. And it's actually connected to the word fact, even though they look so different. There is, in Spanish and English, what we can call a kind of grey area between H's and F's. Because in a phonetic change that occurred in Spanish, many F's became silent H's. Just as hecho is from hacer, fact is from to do. So faire, like in French, if you know some French, is to do. And fact is related to faire, just as hecho is related to hacer. And we can find some other connections between this F and this silent H, between English and Spanish. For example, in English we have fable. A fable is a story, and the story is spoken. And from there we see the relation with hablar, fable, hablar. We have fugitive, which is the same root as huir, H-U-I-R, huir, which means to escape or to run away in Spanish. We have hermano, or hermana in Spanish, brother or sister, spelled H-E-R-M-A-N-O, or with an A on the end for hermana, and there we see the connection with fraternal. Hembra, which means female, H-E-M-B-R-A. Even within Spanish, you can see this phenomenon of the H's and the F's. For example, you have iron, which is hierro, H-I-E-R-R-O, hierro. Iron. And then you get ferrocarril, which means railways. So they look totally unrelated, but if you know that the F became a silent H and that the E split into IE, you can see the connection between hierro and ferrocarril. You have profundo, profound in Spanish, as you do in English, and then you have hondo, which means deep. So hondo is the fundo bit of profundo, but with some changes. Hondo, H-O-N-D-O, to mean deep. Fumar means to smoke. And then humo, H-U-M-O, is smoke, like a noun. El humo, the smoke. So there is some interesting things we can find between English and Spanish and within Spanish itself with these F's and H's. Also, you can look out for some connections with other letters. You will find other pairs of letters like this, for example, W's and G's. You get war in English and guerra in Spanish, William in English and Guillermo in Spanish. So this is an interesting thing to keep an eye out for, to make connections between vocabulary and, of course, in this way, aid your memory.
That was a long lesson. And here comes
We've
another.
seen quite a few prepositions up until now, these words that refer to movement or position or direction. For example, we had two words for. What were they?
Para and por.
Para and por.
Good. Para and por. And how did we say from or of?
De.
De.
De. With?
Con.
Con.
Con. In or on?
En.
En.
En. Good. So we've seen quite a few of those. Now, prepositions in Spanish won't come at the end of the sentence as they can in English. We've seen this already as well. Do you remember how to say, where are you from? You are, speaking
De donde
informally,
eres.
from ser is eres.
De
Eres.
donde eres.
So how would you say, where are you from?
De donde eres.
De donde eres?
De donde eres? So in English, where are you from? We're putting the preposition at the end of the sentence, and that's fine in English, but it's incorrect Spanish. So you don't say, where are you from? You say, from where are you? De donde eres? If we want to say, where are you going in Spanish, we say, to where are you going? What was you are going, speaking informally?
You are going. Estás volando. ¿A dónde vas?
Vas.
Vas. Good. So, to where are you going?
¿A dónde vas?
¿A dónde vas?
¿A dónde vas? Good. We are going to the United States. The United States is Estados Unidos. United
Estados
States.
Unidos.
Estados Unidos. And I should mention, you don't translate the word for the. You just say, we are going to United States.
Vamos a Estados Unidos.
Vamos a Estados Unidos.
Vamos a Estados Unidos. We discussed the concept before about working backwards. So instead of building up to say what we want to say, finding bits of language and working backwards to find the to form of a verb. So for example, imagine we looked up somewhere United States, or we asked somebody how to say United States, and we came across Estados Unidos. We can use unidos to work backwards to work out what is the verb to unite. How do you think that is?
Unidad.
Not guessing, but really working backwards, which instead of building up, building down. Instead of adding bits on to the verb, seeing what has been added and consciously taking it off.
So ido has been added. When you add ido, you take off the ending of the to form.
And what is the ending with ido?
Unir.
Ir.
Or?
You
should experiment and see which one feels more natural to you. Now,
Uner.
the one that you may have heard before is probably going to feel more natural, even if you didn't register it. So if you heard before the correct version, it's going to feel more natural. And also, the more words you learn in Spanish, the greater intuition you get about the phonetics of Spanish, what sounds more Spanish. So that should direct you when you say uner, unir, to understand which one is to unite. Which one do you think it is?
Unir.
Somehow I think it's unir.
Unir. But at this stage, there's no reason for you to know what sounds more Spanish. This intuition is something that occurs with practice and exposure and listening. But working backwards is a useful skill that we want to employ in our language learning journey. So we said that prepositions won't come at the end. So if we say, for example, the girl I work with, in Spanish, we will say the girl with which, with that, with who I work. We have the option. So what was to work? Do you remember?
Trabajar.
Trabajo.
To
Trabajar.
trabajar, to work. Good. The girl is la chica. La chica. It's kind of informal, but very common. La chica. How do you think the guy would be if the girl is la chica?
El chico.
El chico.
El chico. So we can begin with the one that we know already, which is with that. Con que. The girl with that I work.
La chica con que.
La chica con que yo trabajo.
La chica con que trabajo. You don't need the yo unless you're
La chica con que trabajo.
emphasizing la chica con que yo trabajo. We could also say with which. La chica con cuál trabajo. We could say with who. La chica con quién trabajo. We could even put la que or la cual, which means which or that, but we're showing that it's a feminine which or a feminine that. La chica con la cual trabajo. La chica con la que trabajo. You have all of those options in Spanish, but don't worry about them. You can just use que. So whilst you have all of those options and you will hear them, and when you get comfortable with hearing them and understanding them, you will start using the different ones without really thinking about it very much. You don't want to worry about it now. Que you can use for everything, for all of that. La chica con que trabajo.
So it's correct.
Con
Yeah,
que
it's correct
trabajo.
Spanish. But you have all of those options. La chica con cuál trabajo, la chica con la cual trabajo, la chica con la que trabajo, la chica con quién trabajo. The girl that I was working with. So how would you say it is? It is the girl I was working with. Let's
Es la chica con que trabajaba. Trabajaba.
go through it slowly. It is the girl.
Es
trabajaba.
la chica
With
Es la
who?
chica
con que
Con que? I was working. I used to work.
trabajaba.
so it's trabajar, and that becomes aba,
Good.
trabajaba.
Altogether. It's the girl I was working with.
Es la chica con que trabajaba.
Es la chica con que trabajaba.
Es la chica con que trabajaba. How would you say the girl with whom? The girl that I was going to the party with. The girl with whom, or with that, with which. All of those are okay in Spanish.
La chica con
La chica con que
La chica con que I was going to the party. So I was going is the line version of ir,
ir, iría,
which is irregular, but we can remember that it takes a little bit from the two options that we have to make the line version. We have aber for are verbs and ia for ir verbs.
iba.
And the verb ir kind of blended together aber and ia and came up with.
iba. Ah,
So you can think of it that way. You can think of it like aber and ia kind of blending together to have iba. Or you can think of it like the present, ba, but with an I before. In the past it's spelled with a B, I-B-A, iba, where in the present it's spelled with a V, V-A. But as we know, they are very similar sounding. So it's like the present with an I before. So in the present you have he's going, el va, or el va. And then in the past, el iba. So, I was going, he was going, she was going, it was going, you formal were going is
Iba.
iba.
iba. So, the girl with which I was going to the party.
La chica con que
La chica
iba.
con que iba a la fiesta.
Good. La chica con que iba a la fiesta. So, you can say la chica con la cual, la chica con quien, la chica con la que. You have all of these options. Let's use cual in a sentence, which is the word for which. Then it's not just the which, like this to connect, the girl with which. You can also use it like a question. Which one do you want? You probably can guess we don't need the word for one.
¿Cuál quieres?
¿Cuál quieres?
Good. Which one do you want? ¿Cuál quieres? Good. So cual, C-U-A-L, means which. I know, from saber, to know, was sé. We said it's very irregular. Just S-E. I know.
Sé.
Good. How would you say I don't know which one he wants?
No sé cuál quiere.
No sé cuál quiere.
Good. No sé cuál quiere. How would you say I don't know which one he wants to see?
No sé cuál quiere ver.
No sé cuál quiere ver.
No sé cuál quiere ver. Good. Now, what if you wanted to say, I don't know with which one he wants to do it? I don't know which one he wants to do it with.
No sé con cuál quiere hacerlo.
No sé con cuál quiere hacer it with.
Well, you said the with already.
Lo.
Yeah.
So it's just law at the end.
Yeah, and you might feel this temptation often to repeat the preposition again at the end, even if you put it before, because that English is pushing through with the negative language transfer. No sé con cuál quiere hacerlo. I don't know with which one he wants to do it. I don't know which one he wants to do it with. So we don't put the preposition at the end of the sentence in Spanish. We will rearrange the sentence, and whilst this sounds more formal in English, of course it doesn't sound more formal in Spanish. It's just the only correct option. The word for who, we've mentioned very briefly, is quién. Quién.
¿Quién?
Good. If you want to say who is going, what verb version will who go with? Who is who? Is it you? Is it them? Is it he, she, it? Who is who?
¿Quién
He, she,
va?
it.
Good. So how would you say who is going?
¿Quién va?
¿Quién va?
¿Quién va? Good. And in Spanish you have the plural of who. If you expecting more than one person, if you know that
¿Quién
your who refers to more than
va?
one person, you can put quién into plural. So how do you think that would sound?
¿Quién van?
¿Quiénes?
Yeah, quiénes. So if you want to
¿Quiénes
say
va?
who's going and you know it's more than one person,
¿Quiénes
¿Quiénes van?
van?
good. And you change the verb as well to match. ¿Quiénes van? Good. How would you say who is here?
¿Quién está aquí?
¿Quién es aquí?
You know
Está,
it,
is
yeah,
it está?
it's your location.
¿Quién está aquí?
Good. ¿Quién está aquí? And if you knew you were talking about here, you could just leave that out. As we have the sense of location with estar, we don't really need to say the here if we know that we're talking about here. Like we said before, if you knock on someone's door, you just say estás.
Ah, right, yeah.
Because we are using estar and we're talking about states, that's enough context for us if we just leave it by itself to understand that we are speaking about location. So you could just say who is.
¿Quién está?
¿Quién está?
¿Quién está?
I don't know with who I have to do it. I don't know who.
No sé con quién debo hacerlo.
Who I have to do it with. How is I have to?
Debo.
What have do we use to get the meaning of have to?
Debo.
Tengo. Tener.
Tener.
O tengo
Tener
que.
to have. I have.
Tengo que hacerlo.
Tengo.
Good. And to get the meaning of I have to,
Tengo que.
tengo que. So I don't know who I have to do it with. I don't
No sé con quién tengo que hacerlo.
know with who I have to do it.
No sé con quién tengo que hacerlo.
Good. No sé con quién tengo que hacerlo. Or if we knew we meant more.
Second.
More than one person, no sé con quiénes tengo que hacerlo. Good. How would you say, I don't know who I have to do it for? I don't know.
No sé for. No sé para quién tengo que hacerlo.
For who I have to do it.
No sé para quién tengo que hacerlo.
Good. No sé para quién lo tengo que hacer. Or no sé para quién tengo que hacerlo. Good. What if you wanted to say, I don't know who I have to do it because of? I don't know who I have to do it because of. So how would that sound?
¿Quién tengo que hacerlo?
Good. No sé para quién lo tengo que hacer. Or no sé para quién tengo que hacerlo. Good. What if you wanted to say, I don't know who I have to do it because of? I don't
Because. No sé por quién tengo que hacerlo.
know who I have to do it because of. So how would that sound?
No sé por quién tengo que hacerlo.
No sé por quién lo tengo que hacer. No sé por quién tengo que hacerlo.
Okay, those are two really long lessons. I started this live stream being more tired than usual, and this made me even more tired. So, or as they say, estoy cansado. That would actually be cool if I can just start conducting the whole live stream in Spanish. Not there yet. Pero quizás en el futuro. Okay, so I want to try to make the video that I've been working on, and I did do one practice attempt last night. uh, but like I said, I'm pretty tired right now, so don't know how this is gonna go. I haven't seen this stuff since yesterday. um, Cada día de la semana es diferente para mí. Mi, yeah, see, I'm very tired. Mi semana empieza el domingo. No trabajo los domingos, pero me gusta avanzar en mis objetivos. Ahora mismo uno de mis objetivos es aprender español. Otro objetivo es enseñar a leer a mi hijo. Como no trabajo los domingos, esas son las dos cosas más importantes que hago. Solía trabajar los domingos cuando creaba una empresa, pero ahora no es el caso. Quizás construía uno en el futuro. Tampoco trabajo el lunes. Tampoco trabajo el lunes, pero hago mi rutina de entrenamiento. Hago ejercicio cuatro veces por semana. Los viernes entreno las piernas. El martes es el primer día de la semana que trabajo. Todavía avanzo en mis objetivos y hago mi ejercicio, pero también trabajar. Suelo trabajar de 8 a 11 y luego hago una pausa muy larga para almorzar. Dedico el resto del día a mis objetivos. Y para mi ejercicio entreno la parte superior del cuerpo. La parte superior del cuerpo. Los miércoles trabajo, pero no hago ejercicio. Descanso, I rest. Descanso mi cuerpo. Descanso mi cuerpo. El jueves es mucho ajetreado para mí porque trabajo y hago un largo entrenamiento de la parte inferior del cuerpo que me lleva mucho tiempo. Am, los viernes son buenos am, porque tengo un largo fin de semana delante. Am, Normalmente recojo mi hijo de colegio antes, así que pasemos más tiempo juntos. El sábado es casi igual que el viernes, excepto que mi hijo no tiene colegio. Esto es esto es el resumen de mi rutina. Alright, I know I missed the part about on Sundays working on my hobbies, mis aficiones, que son cocinar, leer y jugar con mi hijo. And I missed something else too. Probably made some mistakes. Let's read it.
Cada día de la semana es diferente para mí.
Mi semana.
Mi, yes, yeah, I'm very tired. Mi semana empieza el domingo. No trabajo los domingos, pero me gusta avanzar en mis objetivos. Ahora mismo uno de mis objetivos es aprender español. Otro objetivo es enseñar a leer a mi hijo. Como no trabajo los domingos, esas son las dos cosas más importantes que hago.
Eso es dedico el resto del
Solía
día a mis
trabajar los domingos cuando creaba una empresa, pero
Ya,
ahora no es el caso.
pero ya no es el caso.
Quizás construía uno en el futuro.
Construya una en el futuro. Tampoco trabajo los lunes.
Tampoco trabajo el lunes.
Los lunes.
Am,
Así que casi todo es igual.
Tampoco
excepto
trabajo
de mi
el
rutina de
lunes.
entrenamiento.
Pero hago mi rutina de entrenamiento. Hago ejercicio cuatro veces por semana. Los viernes entreno las piernas.
El lunes entreno las
El martes es el primer día de la semana que trabajo. Todavía avanzo en mis objetivos
mis dos
y
objetivos y
hago mi ejercicio,
pero
pero también
trabajar.
trabajar. Suelo trabajar de 8 a 11 y luego hago una pausa muy larga para almorzar.
Paso el resto,
Dedico el resto del
paso el
día
resto del día
a mis
en mis
a mis
objetivos.
objetivos.
Y para mi
Um,
ejercicio,
y para mi ejercicio entreno la parte superior de la cuerpo. No, del
del
cuerpo.
cuerpo.
La parte superior del cuerpo.
Los miércoles trabajo,
Um,
pero no hago ejercicio.
los miércoles trabajo, pero no hago ejercicio. Descanso, I rest. Descanso mi cuerpo.
Descanso mi
Descanso mi cuerpo. El jueves
Es el último día de la semana
es
que trabajo.
mucho
Es un día
ajetreado para mí
porque
porque
también hago un largo
porque
entrenamiento.
trabajo y hago un largo entrenamiento de la parte inferior del cuerpo que me lleva mucho tiempo.
Los viernes,
Um,
los viernes son buenos porque no trabajo y tengo un largo fin de semana delante.
los viernes son buenos um, porque tengo un largo fin de semana delante.
Lo único que tengo
Um,
que hacer es mi ejercicio y mis
Normalmente
objetivos. También
recojo
a
mi hijo de colegio antes,
antes del colegio
así
para
que pasemos
pasemos
más tiempo juntos.
para que el sábado
El sábado es
es
casi igual
que
que
el
el viernes,
excepto mi hijo no
um, excepto
colegio.
que
Este es
mi
el
hijo
resumen.
no tiene colegio.
Este
Esto es mi
el resumen de mis
esto es el resumen de mi rutina.
All right, quick bathroom break, then I'm gonna write this out. Okay, writing it out last week was kind of a turning point for me because the next few times I practiced after that were much easier. So, rutina diaria. Cada vez de la semana es diferente para mí. Cada día de la semana es diferente para mí. Mi semana empieza el domingo. No trabajo los domingos, pero me gusta avanzar en mis objetivos. Ahora mismo, uno de mis objetivos es aprender español. Otro objetivo es enseñar a leer a mi hijo. Okay, let's see how I did so far. Cada día de la semana es diferente para mí. Mi semana empieza el domingo. No trabajo los domingos, pero me gusta avanzar en mis objetivos. Ahora mismo, uno de mis objetivos es aprender español. Otro objetivo es enseñar a leer a mi hijo. Okay, so far so good. Como no trabajo los domingos, dedico el resto del día a mis aficiones, que son cocinar, leer y jugar con mi hijo. Aficiones has one F. It's como no trabajo, sorry, this is the next sentence. Dedico. Esas son las dos cosas más importantes que hago. Esas son las dos cosas más importantes que hago. Dedico el resto del día a mis aficiones, que son cocinar, leer y jugar con mi hijo. Solía trabajar los domingos cuando creaba una empresa, pero ya no es el caso. Quizás construya una en el futuro. tampoco no trabajo el, el lunes. Quizás quizás construya una en el futuro. Tampoco trabajo los lunes. Los lunes. Así que todo es igual excepto que mi rutina de entrenamiento. Hago ejercicio 4 veces por semana. El lunes entreno las piernas. Excepto mi. De mi rutina, excepto de mi rutina de entrenamiento. Hago ejercicio 4 veces por semana. El lunes entreno las piernas. El martes es el primer día de la semana que trabajo. Suelo todavía avanzo mis objetivos, hago mi ejercicio y también trabajar. Suelo trabajar de 8 a 11 y luego hago una pausa muy larga para almorzar. Paso el resto del día en mis objetivos. Alright, so tampoco trabajo los lunes, así que casi todo es igual. Así que todo es igual excepto de mi rutina de entrenamiento. Hago ejercicio 4 veces por semana. El lunes entreno las piernas. El martes es el primer día de la semana que trabajo. Todavía avanzo mis dos objetivos. Hago mi ejercicio. Y también trabajar. Suelo trabajar de 8 a 11 y luego hago una pausa muy larga para almorzar. Paso el resto del día en mis objetivos. Y para mi ejercicio entreno la parte superior del cuerpo. Vale. Los miércoles trabajo, pero no hago mi ejercicio. Descanso mi cuerpo. Descanso mi cuerpo. El jueves es el último día de la semana que trabajo. Es un día muy ajetreado para mí porque trabajo y también hago un largo entrenamiento de la parte inferior del cuerpo que me lleva mucho tiempo. El jueves es el último día de la semana que trabajo. Es un día ajetreado para mí porque también hago un largo entrenamiento de la parte inferior del cuerpo que me lleva mucho tiempo. Los viernes son buenos porque no trabajo y tengo un largo fin de semana delante. Normalmente recojo a mi hijo antes que pasemos más tiempo juntos. El sábado es casi igual, excepto que el viernes, excepto que mi hijo no tiene colegio. Este es el resumen de mi semana. También normalmente recojo a mi hijo antes del colegio para que pasemos más tiempo juntos. El sábado es casi igual que el viernes, excepto que mi hijo no tiene colegio. Este es el resumen de mi semana. Okay. Let's try to record this. Cada día de la semana es diferente para mí. Mi semana empieza el domingo. No trabajo los domingos, pero me gusta avanzar en mis objetivos. Ahora mismo, uno de mis objetivos es aprender español. Otro objetivo es enseñar a leer a mi hijo. Como no trabajo los domingos, esas son las dos cosas más importantes que hago. Dedico el resto del día a mis aficiones, que son cocinar, leer y jugar con mi hijo. Solía trabajar los domingos cuando creaba una empresa, pero ya no es el caso. Quizás construía una en el futuro. El lunes es el primer día de la semana que trabajo. El lunes. Tampoco trabajo el lunes. Tampoco trabajo el lunes. Pero tampoco no trabajo Tampoco no trabajo los lunes. Así que todo es igual excepto de mi rutina de entrenamiento. Todavía trabajo los lunes, así que todo es igual excepto de mi rutina de entrenamiento. Hago ejercicio 4 veces por semana. El lunes entreno las piernas. El martes es el primer día de la semana que trabajo. Todavía avanzo mis objetivos y hago mi ejercicio, pero también trabajar. Suelo trabajar de 8 a 11 y luego hago una pausa muy larga para almorzar. Paso el resto del día en mis objetivos. Y para mi ejercicio, entreno la parte superior del cuerpo. Trabajo los miércoles, pero no hago ejercicio. Descanso mi cuerpo. El jueves es el último día de la semana que trabajo. Es un día muy, muy ajetreado para mí porque también hago un largo entrenamiento de la parte inferior del cuerpo que me lleva mucho tiempo. Los viernes son buenos porque no trabajo y tengo un largo fin de semana delante. Normalmente recojo a mi hijo antes del colegio para que pasemos más tiempo juntos. El sábado es casi igual que el viernes, excepto que mi hijo no tiene colegio. Este es el resumen de mi semana. Alright, that was way better. Cool, we'll roll with that. I don't have time to watch it right now. We're at an hour, 13 minutes, but later on I'm gonna give this another go, and tomorrow hopefully I'm feeling a lot better about this. I'm already feeling better after writing it out and then saying it. I think that